What's up, guys? The Snowman here. Very excited to be talking some 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup today. Right now, I'm going to give some predictions and preview the event. We're going to go through each group, talk about the favorites, highlight some key players, and try to project the knockout stage. If you're having fun with it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media for more soccer content, but let's dive into the 2023 Women's World Cup. And these are the groups for the 2023 World Cup. If you didn't know, we have 8 groups of 4 teams each. The top 2 nations from each group then advance to the single elimination knockout stage. Australia and New Zealand are joint hosts of the event, the first time we've ever had partnering nations host a Women's World Cup. So let's go through each group. And these are my predictions for Group A. Norway number 1, then New Zealand, Switzerland, and the Philippines. Norway looking for some redemption after a bitterly disappointing Euro 2022 campaign that featured an 8-0 defeat to England. The Norwegians have some mouth-watering attacking options in Ada Hegerberg, Caroline Graham-Hansen, Guru Reiten. New Zealand versus Switzerland on match day 3, probably the most important fixture in this group, but I have Ali Riley and New Zealand edging them out for the runner-up spot. In the 8 previous Women's World Cups, the host nation has never failed to make it out of the group stage, so home field advantage definitely a real factor. The Swiss are a resilient bunch, though. They displayed that in World Cup qualifying, only booking their World Cup ticket after a playoff game winner deep into extra time. I'm not expecting too many highlights from World Cup debutantes, the Philippines. Group B is one of the 2 strongest in my opinion. This is how I see it shaking out. Canada and Australia moving on, with Nigeria and the Republic of Ireland falling short. Hard for me to pick against Canada. The reigning Olympic gold medalists have talent all over the pitch. Perhaps the final major tournament for living legend Christine Sinclair, the all-time leading goal scorer in international football history. Australia actually the Group B favorite on paper. Sam Kerr leads a confident group. They defeated the European champs England 2-0 back in April, and Australia has made it past the group stage at the past 4 World Cups, but never beyond the quarterfinals. Their head coach Tony Gustafsson, a man who won a pair of World Cups with the U.S. women as an assistant coach. Nigeria shouldn't be discounted easily, though. Asisat Oshoala is a world-class striker. She's won every trophy imaginable at Barcelona the last few years and instills belief in her country. Moving on to Group C, which features Spain, second favorite on paper to win the whole thing. I have them top of the group, Japan 2, Zambia 3, Costa Rica 4. Spain has had a turbulent last year or so, internal turmoil between some veterans and the federation and coach, but Caldente and Bonmati are back, among others. Also, their superstar Alexia Putellas set to hopefully return. She's the back-to-back Ballon d'Or winner who missed the Euros last summer with an ACL injury. Japan also very likely to advance from this group, the 2011 World Cup champions and 2015 runners-up. Could be a steep learning curve for Costa Rica and debutantes Zambia, although Costa Rica was decent at the 2015 World Cup where they drew Spain. Look out for Zambia's Barbara Banda, a can't-miss talent with 14 goals in 11 appearances for the national team. The next is Group D, featuring the European champions England alongside Denmark, China, and Haiti. We know that it's likely England comes in first and Haiti finishes 4th, but the fight for second place will be entertaining between the Danes and Chinese. England is a championship level team, but manager Serena Wiegman dealing with a litany of injuries. 3 marquee names will be missing for England, a couple of ACL injuries keeping the Euro 2022 Golden Boot winner Beth Mead and captain Leah Williamson out. Fran Kirby out as well with a knee injury, so health the primary enemy for the English, but they have enough artillery to win Group D. Denmark would be my pick for number 2. Pernille Harder set to make her World Cup debut with Denmark, having not qualified in 16 years. Harder, one of the legends of the sport, 70-plus international goals for her. Group E is a fun one. We have the 2-time defending World Cup champs United States lining up next to the team they beat in the 2019 final, the Netherlands. Portugal and Vietnam joining them. The USA is the odds-on favorite to make it a three-peat, something that's never been done in World Cup history. So many stars on their roster. Megan Rapinoe recently announcing 2023 will be her final year, but not a great showing for the U.S. at the Olympics 2 years ago. Lindsey Horan and Alex Morgan set to be the American captains, and keep an eye on forward Alyssa Thompson, 18 years old, the second youngest player ever to make the U.S. Women's World Cup roster. extremely high potential for the #1 pick in the 2023 NWSL draft. And I have a ton of respect for the Dutch and their core. 2017 European champs, still a slew of holdovers from that team, including Martens, Groningen, and Van de Donk, but their game-changing star striker Viviane Miedema is out with the knee injury, so that'll hurt them. Our next group is maybe the strongest on paper, top to bottom. One might call it a mini group of death with France, Brazil, Jamaica, and Panama. France, the healthy group favorite, but they'll have to gel quickly under head coach Hervé Renard. He was just managing Saudi Arabia at the 2022 Men's World Cup. Renard hired by France in March 2023. He recalled a pair of star players in Amandine Henry and Eugénie Le Sommer, so a wealth of experience to hopefully combine with some fresh tactics and ideas. And Brazil is the clear #2 here. They'll be trying to send legend Marta off into the sunset with the World Cup trophy. Her 17 goals are the most in World Cup history, but another Brazilian, Carolyn, is catching fire right now. She's second in NWSL goal scoring this season, and Jamaica won't roll over. They're led by Khadija Bunny Shaw, a jaw-dropping 55 goals in 38 international caps. The 2022 CONCACAF Player of the Year. Shaw didn't play at the 2019 World Cup, so she's looking to make up for lost time. Sweden leads an interesting quartet in Group G. Italy, Argentina, and South Africa also in this group. Sweden has the pedigree. I have them winning this group pretty comfortably. Third place at the last World Cup, silver medal at the previous Olympics. Very experienced defensive unit. Barcelona's Fridolina Rolfo, their main forward to watch out for. Hard to predict what we'll get out of Italy. They were the big shock of the 2019 World Cup when they won their group over Australia and Brazil, but they underachieved at the Euros last year, finishing last in their group. Could be a mixed bag, but likely good enough to get to the knockout stage. Argentina will be inspired by Messi and the men's team winning it all 7 months ago, but they in South Africa may be a bit short on top shelf talent. Between those two countries, they've played 12 World Cup matches and have 0 wins. Final group now, Group H, and Germany is the largest favorite of any team to win their group. There's not really a strong second team. I have South Korea narrowly ahead of Colombia with Morocco in last place. Here's the stat for Germany. They've been to all 8 previous World Cups, and all 8 times they finished in first place in their group. A ton of depth and quality in their squad. Yet again, runners-up at the Euros last summer. Lena Oberdorf is a budding superstar in the German midfield, but South Korea also reached a continental final last year at the AFC Women's Asian Cup. Their game against Colombia on July 25th will be pivotal. The Colombians are expecting big things from 18-year-old forward Linda Caicedo. She made her international debut at age 14. I'm so excited to watch her. Morocco, the first ever Arab team to compete in a Women's World Cup. Knockout stage time. These are my predictions 4 years ago. Very proud of the fact that I accurately forecasted the U.S. defeating the Netherlands in the final. However, just like with the stock market, past performance is not indicative of future results. So please take my 2023 predictions with a grain of salt. These are my round of 16 matchups in the top left. Norway, too much firepower for Japan. The U.S. will get by a feisty Italian team. My only concern with the U.S. women this tournament is the injury to Becky Sauerbrunn. That may leave the center of defense exposed. I'd like to see Julie Ertz drop back into the back four and help anchor things like she did early in her career before switching to midfield. Spain should be too strong for host New Zealand. I expect a lopsided possession battle in a matchup like that. Sweden-Netherlands is an awesome Euro 2022 group stage rematch. I've got the Dutch taking it in penalties. That would be a spectacular round of 16 matchup. My Group B winners Canada to play Group D runners-up Denmark. 1-0 my prediction. France getting the best of South Korea. England versus Australia, really interesting. This is one of my upsets. I know England has a deep squad and world-class coaching, but the injuries are very concerning. I feel like the entire host nation is going to fall in love and get behind this Australian team, Kerr and company, to knock out the European champs. And another awesome game, Germany and Brazil. That would be a rematch of the 2007 World Cup final. I've got the same scoreline from then, Germany 2-0. Quarterfinals, now I have the U.S. exposing the backline of Norway. That's a rematch of the first ever Women's World Cup final in 1991. The U.S. has too many riches in attack. Morgan, Sophia Smith, who's leading the NWSL in goals right now. Trinity Rodman has been on fire. Rodman would be my choice for the FIFA Young Player Award at this this World Cup, given to the best player 21 years or younger. Spain to get past the Netherlands in the second quarter. And I think this is where the hype reaches a climax around Spain. We'll hear things like, is Putellas the best player in the world? Does Spain have the perfect team to end the U.S.'s hopes of a three-peat? It's going to be two teams riding high into the semis. Other side, I like Canada to upset France. France is constantly billed as an elite team, and on paper they might be, but the results historically have been lacking. Only one top four finish at both the World Cup and Euros all time. Failed to get it done on home soil in 2019, losing in the quarters, so Canada seems a little bit more clutch to me, and I have Germany taking out the co-hosts in a thriller 3-2. Sam Kerr versus the German machine. Sign me up for that. That leaves four teams: USA versus Spain, Canada versus Germany. In the end, I feel like the US and Germany are the best two teams at this World Cup. Spain will play breathtaking football at times. Canada is a strong tournament team, able to manage the ins and outs of a month-long event, but I have the Americans and the Germans advancing to the final, and to be honest, I don't think this US team is as good as the group from 4 years ago. They were thoroughly outclassed at times at the Olympics 2 summers ago. Of course, it's going to be difficult to three-peat, especially with the aforementioned Sauerbrunn hole in defense, but I'm picking the USA to win it all because I don't feel like there's a second team out there who's going to grab this tournament by the neck and take it. Germany is impressive, but they've had better teams. Whoever it is, France, England, Spain, Canada, they've all had better and more healthy squads. So I know it's a boring pick to select a team with the best odds, but I trust Morgan, Rodman, and Smith up top. I trust Haran and Lavelle in midfield. I trust Ertz. I trust Alyssa Nair in the net. She's made massive penalty kick saves in World Cups before, so I have Vlatko Andonovski's team winning the 2023 FIFA World Cup and making it 3 in a row. And that about wraps up my 2023 Women's World Cup preview. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know who you've got winning the whole thing. Let me know what you agree with, disagree with about my analysis and predictions, and please subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media for more soccer and other sports content and new weekly videos. I'll be back soon. Cheers.